Every millionaire you see today once had nothing, but what separates them from the rest are the habits they built when nobody was watching. Today, we're diving into the hidden journey of Ethan, a boy who grew up with empty pockets, but went on to build an empire. This story will reveal the exact struggles, lessons, and routines that transformed his life, and can transform yours too. Now, let's begin. December 5th, 1950. A freezing wind swept through the silent streets of a small industrial town. The sky was still dark. The city hadn't fully woken up yet. Most people hurried through the morning cold, their breath turning to mist in the air. But in a quiet corner of a broken neighborhood, something extraordinary was about to begin. This is Ethan's story. A story few have ever heard in full. A story of pain, grit, obsession, and ultimately, unimaginable wealth. Ethan was born in a collapsing two-room house at the edge of the city. His father, a factory worker, earned just enough to feed the family. His mother stitched clothes late into the night to keep the lights on. There was no luxury, no inheritance waiting for him. Only hunger, cold nights, and a dream buried somewhere inside his heart. He was 8 years old when he stood outside a local bookstore one winter evening. Through the frosted window, he saw rows of books. Stories of men who had built empires, inventors who changed history, dreamers who refused to give up. He pressed his small hands against the cold glass. He couldn't afford a single book, but he read every title as if each one held a secret. In 1960, Ethan's school invited a guest speaker, a man who had once been homeless but now owned several businesses. The man said something that changed Ethan's life forever. Your current situation is not your final destination. The habits you build today decide the life you live tomorrow. Ethan didn't sleep that night. Those words kept echoing. He started waking up earlier than everyone in the house. While his parents slept, he would sit under a weak yellow bulb, reading whatever he could find. Old newspapers, thrown away magazines, used books borrowed from neighbors. And then, he began writing down ideas. At age 12, he filled his first notebook with business concepts, inventions, and questions. While other kids spent evenings playing, Ethan built routines. He woke up at 4:30 a.m. every day. He practiced focus by solving puzzles and writing plans. He saved every coin he could find. These were not glamorous habits. No one was watching. No one praised him. But this was where his journey truly began. He once told his best friend, "I don't want to live the life I was born into. I want to build the one I dream about." In 1970, Ethan dropped out of college to start a small printing business. Everyone said he was foolish, but he believed in his idea. The business failed within 6 months. He had no clients, no savings left, and a mountain of debt. For 3 nights, he slept on the cold floor of his empty office, staring at the ceiling, questioning every choice he'd made. But on the 4th night, something changed. He picked up his old notebook, the one from when he was 12, and read his own words. "Never let failure define you. Let it refine you." He stood up, cleaned the office, and decided to start again, smarter this time. Ethan realized he didn't know enough about business, so he did something unusual. He spent 10 to 12 hours a day in the library, reading everything from finance to psychology. He followed successful people's routines, not their lifestyles. He practiced public speaking at night, alone, to improve his confidence. He treated self-education like oxygen. Every new skill he mastered added another brick to the foundation he was building. Years passed. His mindset sharpened. His focus deepened. In 1975, Ethan launched a small service from his kitchen table. It wasn't glamorous. He offered to design simple promotional materials for small businesses around the city. He charged very little at first. But he delivered more than anyone expected. Clients loved his honesty and dedication. Word spread. Within 2 years, his kitchen table business grew into a small creative agency with 6 employees. Ethan wasn't rich yet, but something far more valuable had been built: trust, discipline, and reputation. The global financial crisis of 1980 hit the world like a storm. Businesses collapsed overnight. Ethan lost almost 70% of his clients. But instead of panicking, he saw an opportunity. Many businesses were moving to new methods to survive, and Ethan decided to help them. He restructured his company overnight. While others were retreating, Ethan was sprinting forward. This decision would change everything. By 1988, Ethan's agency had expanded across 3 countries. His name started appearing in business magazines. People called him the Quiet Storm, because he built silently and struck powerfully. But behind the success were the same habits from his childhood. Early mornings, relentless learning, deep work hours, absolute focus on value. One night, when asked about his success, Ethan smiled and said, "I don't chase millions. I chase mastery. Money is just the echo." People saw the results but not the sacrifices. Ethan missed parties, weekends, and even family gatherings. He spent birthdays working alone in dimly lit offices. There were times when loneliness screamed louder than his ambition. But he never gave up. His mother once asked him if it was worth it. Ethan held her hand and whispered, "I want to build something so strong that our name will never be forgotten." Ethan had become one of the youngest self-made millionaires in his region. But he didn't buy private jets or golden watches. Instead, he opened learning centers for underprivileged kids. Like the boy he once was outside that bookstore window. Every child who entered those centers received free education and access to books. Ethan believed the real revolution starts in quiet libraries, not loud stages. Cold morning in 1950, Ethan returned to the same bookstore. It was old, the paint peeling off the walls, but the window was still there. He stood outside, hands in his coat pockets, watching a little boy press his face against the glass. Exactly like he once did. A soft smile appeared on Ethan's face. He whispered, "Dream loud, even if the world is silent." He slipped a note and some money into the store, instructing the owner to give that boy any book he wanted, for free. Ethan walked away quietly, disappearing into the crowd. But his legacy had just begun. Ethan's story isn't about luck. It's about habits, persistence, and belief. It's about building quietly when no one's watching. If Ethan could rise from empty pockets to build an empire, imagine what your habits today could create tomorrow. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. If this story touched you, imagine how many lives you can inspire by sharing it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful true stories that move hearts and minds. Your journey starts now.